Welcome back to another video. Today, I don't know how much cold calling we're gonna be doing, but I do have a lot of calls, like scheduled calls. So our first call in 5 minutes is with the realtor for the deal with, it's a police officer and they're gonna be foreclosed on in like 2 weeks. Then I have a call with another man a realtor, who the homeowner got a job offer somewhere else. So they need to sell, but he doesn't have any equity and they're asking too much. Then I have a call with a wholesaler in New York just to talk what they're doing, what's working, what's not working. A call from a realtor. I don't remember what that's about. I'm gonna look into that. And then I have a call with someone else for something. I don't remember that one either. But a lot of calls today, so stick around and watch. Alright, it's time to call the realtor. I'm nervous though. What was her name? Sarah.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey Sarah, this is Matthew just calling for our 2:30 call about trying to get more information from the bank and the situation. Please call me back at your nearest convenience. Thank you.
Hello?
Hey Kimberly, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. How are you, Matthew?
I'm doing great. So, were you able to speak with the homeowner?
I was, he wasn't able to talk with us. He told me just to handle it.
Alright.
And that when he gets a moment later or when he gets home, he'll call me for the details.
Alright. Sounds
so
good.
It'll just be, I guess, the three of us?
My partner had a meeting pop up, so he won't be able to join either.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah. So, I did a little more, digging, I guess you could say. And I found that the owner also has a line of credit on the property.
He plans to pay, yeah. He plans to have the title people or the closer take that out of the proceeds. So in other words, you'll be left with the first mortgage. He's going to pay off the second note, the line of credit.
So that's why he's asking for so much.
Yes, he has to pay that off.
Unless
you want to take over both, I mean.
What do you know what the payment is on that line of credit?
No, I do not. I can find out and we can talk again. But because it was a line of credit, like when I did the listing and I did the seller's net, he didn't even disclose that to me. In fact, I only just learned out about it a couple of weeks ago. And because he had an offer and he was going over how much he'd walk away. And I'm like, no. And he goes, no, I did a HELOC loan and I bought a boat and I bought a car. And I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
you needed to tell me that. Anyway, so
So
that is why
he already like tapped into that equity.
he did. Well, no, there's still a lot of equity. He paid. Hold on, and I can tell you exactly what he paid for the house.
All right.
All right, hold on. Okay, when he bought the home, he paid for the home, and he purchased it in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I sold him the home. I worked for Adams Homes Construct. You know Adams Homes, the builder, and it was a spec home, and I sold it to him. And then now he's selling it at $495, which Adams Homes is selling theirs for 5 and 8, a 513.9 with no upgrades, just the base home. So you wouldn't have that fancy elevation. It would just, I could show you a picture of what it would look like. That elevation is 8. He upgraded the cabinetry. He did upgraded wood pattern vinyl. Did he do anything else? No, not with Adams. But then he put gutters on, and he did a fence, and he did that tough shed. He did reverse osmosis. He did a split zone in the garage. Oh, the home, I did put French doors creating a den. So it was a 4-bedroom with a den and 3 bathrooms, 2-car garage. What else did he do? But it has fruit trees. I don't know, you'd have to read the write-up. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Let me look real quick and see. But when I totaled it all up, it totaled $61,000. Well, you're getting everything for $495. So if you did the math, base $513.9 and started and then add $61,000. I mean, the home is not an old home, and it's in immaculate shape and condition. I did do the upgraded wood pattern, or I'm sorry, the upgraded wood cabinetry with the pulls and the crown molding. It has that. And let's see, that home came with this separate tub and shower. Okay, but what he plans to do is, I honestly don't know why you don't just do the 4% FHA, you know what I mean? You just have to qualify. But that is a wonderful way to buy this house, 4%.
Taking over his loan?
Well, no, you wouldn't. It would be your own loan. Do you see what I mean?
But
in other words, you would pay him for what he wanted, and then for his loan, you would just pay the difference in cash. So you would have that amount at 4% if you wanted to finance altogether and just be done with it. I don't know that. You wouldn't be able to do $495 at 4%. I think that way, what that works out to be is the balance of his loan you would get at 4%. Isn't that correct? I mean, I've heard of this, but I've never done one myself. So I don't know. But you could call the lender. I can give you that information, and you can talk to them. But 4%, I don't know. I know you're not going to be able to get the full $495 for 4%, but you could take over his mortgage.
Yeah.
That he owes at 4%, and then maybe hold a second note. I don't know.
Well, so my only problem is just the comps I'm seeing. I don't know if you're seeing other comps, but the ones I'm seeing, they're like, they're near that number, but they're not quite there.
Well, if you're looking at Zillow's never right, and he complained about that. I said, there's nothing I can do about that, because Zillow is their own entity. You know what I mean? They're not going to listen to what I have to say. But we have comps that support that.
Would you be able to send me those?
Especially being that home brand new is $515,900, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Without upgrades. Do you see what I mean? Without upgrades.
Yeah.
and he's got 61,000 worth of upgrades. So I mean, it's all fenced in. He's always screened in the rear porch that I said. He added gutters. I mean, he's done a lot to the home. What the home lacks is tile and granite. If it had that, it would look exquisite. But it doesn't. But he's done everything else because those weren't that important to them. What was important was a shed for him. He works on motorcycles. He works on boats. He actually flies like planes. Not like a plane you sit in, but like a huge, like a 4-foot wide plane. Anyway, and he tinkers on stuff. So he works in the garage, and that's why he has that. I think it's a $3,000 unit that he has out there in the garage.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful home, nice neighborhood, conveniently located to everything. So I don't think you're going to have a problem with comps. In fact, there's ugly houses that aren't as big that are going for a lot more. So
Could you send me
I can send
those?
you everything available within that vicinity. A lot of the things that were there, like within a month ago, sold. But yeah, I'll send you so you can see.
Yeah.
See, he's very, very close to Sandpiper, Club Med, Ballantrae. He's just on the other side of the street. So it's not that neighborhood, but it's within a mile.
So let's say we took over both his 4% FHA and the line of credit.
Yeah, he told me he owed like 60,000, I think is what he told me, on the line of credit. What are you seeing? He didn't have
My
the exact
side
number.
says 500. 64,500 is the total loan amount. So I don't know
Okay.
what it's at now, but
Okay, I see what you mean. He thought he owed like 60,000. But
maybe.
he didn't give me an exact number, but I can get him to give that to me. So what you're thinking is you would take over both of those?
Yeah. Does that include the PITI? Is that
there
both
isn't,
loans?
No, you wouldn't have that on a home equity line of credit. You're only going to have that on the first mortgage.
What do you mean?
And the first-
Taking over the loan?
Yeah, well, okay, he's got two different loans that he pays, right? He's got his primary residence, which is his first mortgage.
Yes.
And then he's got a home equity line of credit, which is like a second mortgage.
Yes.
They're not combined. They're not commingled. They're two different loans.
But they're
All right.
both connected to the home, correct?
They are. Yep. So the first home has principal, interest, taxes, insurance. I'm sure it does have PMI. The second one would only have, maybe it's interest only. I don't know. But it wouldn't be taxes and insurance and all of that. It wouldn't be that.
Yes, but I'm trying to figure out what the total monthly payment would be, including
Okay.
both loans and interest, taxes, and insurance.
Interest, taxes, and insurance. Okay, so the interest, taxes, and insurance are all included in his first mortgage amount, and that was the number I gave you. So you're squared
The
away.
2579.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then
Yeah.
do
So you know
you?
how they do adjustments every year in February? So
Yeah.
March, you have your first payment. That bill that I gave you, well, we're in May. It may have gone up.
Yeah.
I will get a current mortgage statement from him,
Uh,
and I'll also get a statement from his home equity line of credit.
yeah.
And then we'll know more. But what I think he never really considered that as a mortgage, a total mortgage. But
Yeah.
it is really, isn't it? And so I told him, I asked if you had a second mortgage. He said, I don't. I said, no, you do.
Yeah.
If you have a home equity line of credit, that's a second mortgage.
Mhm.
He said, oh, well, I didn't know. And so he said, I knew I owed it, and I was just going to pay it from the proceeds.
Yeah. Because we
So-
would be more interested in if we could take over both loans, that would give us a smaller down payment. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be more easy for us. The only thing is, if the whole payment for the first loan is already $2,500, I don't know how much spread there would be if you add in the second loan to rent, and then what that spread would be with both loans and the rent, you know?
Yeah, if it'd be worth it.
Yeah. That's my biggest concern.
Yeah, but what about this? When you thought it was just the one mortgage, you were going to cash him out. So what's the difference if you cash him out and he pays it off before he walks away, from the table, and you only have the $2,200 mortgage because you were planning on cashing him out anyway.
Well, yes, but
why not take
if we could pay less up front, that would be more ideal for us, but just so we'd have more cash on hand to go do more deals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure, I get it. Well, I do not have that answer for you, and I don't want to call him at work. I've had to call him a few times, and his boss doesn't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and he's not real happy with him right now, I think, anyway, because his boss's wife or daughter is a realtor, and he didn't go with them.
Some politics are going on.
Yeah, so he said he believes he cut his hours.
Oh.
You know what I mean, on purpose.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel bad, but, I really thought the home had been long gone.
Yeah.
And it just blows me away that it's not, but I think people are waiting to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think so too. Do you, by chance, if you don't know the payment, do you know the interest on that second loan?
No, not at all. He never shared any document with me at all.
Yeah.
Like I said, I only learned about it most recently, like within a month, if that. Probably more like 3 weeks. I never knew, because I asked our title agency that works with us. I asked them to provide a seller's net when I did the listing. And so when I interviewed him, I asked him, "Do you have a second mortgage?" He said no. And he just doesn't understand it,
Yeah.
But I, would always ask, no home equity line of credit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, nothing like that. He didn't haunt the house, Anyway, but he didn't know what I meant, and and I believe him, I do, but it would have been nicer, what I mean, for pricing it and stuff. Because we tried to lower it to sell it, and then we realized we couldn't. You see what I mean? We couldn't lower it because he needed the money to, start over.
Yeah.
He's not looking to buy, but, hell, when you're trying to rent, everybody wants first, last, security, sometimes second.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway. And then he wanted to buy a special truck for a job that is waiting for him in Tennessee. But the only thing I can share with you is I don't have that information, but I will get that information. Do you want me to call you tonight or tomorrow? Actually, he probably has to call his bank and get like a payoff amount, right? That's what you're really looking for?
What do you mean, a payoff amount?
Like, in other words, the amount needed to close the loan. You want that figure. You need to know how much does he owe today on the first and the second, and what the payment is on the second. Because we know, and the first. Because I think that statement that I had, now that I think about it, may have come from maybe February or March. And, everybody's taxes went up because property values went up 17% this year, this past year.
It's insane.
So, and that happens March 1, right? Because mine even went up.
So, I mean, the more information, the better. Just so we could see all the numbers.
What you need, exactly. You need the payoff amount for the first mortgage, and you need to know the interest rate
on both, I guess.
And the payment on both. Well, the first one is 4%.
All right. And then what the total monthly payment
both.
is for both
Okay.
loans, interest, taxes, and insurance.
Okay. So what is it that you're hoping to do here? You're hoping to hold both notes, give him the balance, correct?
Yeah,
When you close.
yeah.
There's no realtor involved. Do you want him to pay the real estate commission, or are you willing to pay it? 'Cause it's gonna be
Ideally,
hefty.
I mean, yeah, ideally him, but I mean, we're open to negotiating, so.
Okay. Well, commission 6%, and he's got a $3,000 bonus on there. But I don't think he would, be against paying it or paying half of it or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think he would, and I don't think he would care that you hold the mortgages as
Yeah.
long as you maintain them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't cost him bad credit.
Yeah.
And then he would probably want, not the balance of, let's say, well, it's a 30-year loan on the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's been in there, he closed in 2019. So let's just say 5 years, 25 years left on a mortgage. He wouldn't want you to hold the note that long because, that's just too much to keep up with.
He would want a balloon?
Well, maybe. I mean, when do you feel like comfortably you could get it out of his name?
I mean, I'm not sure about that. I would have to look at, all the numbers, but we don't really have
let's
them.
just
But
let's just start with get you the numbers because you need that to figure out what you can do.
yeah,
And then take a look at that. I'll get that to you. I don't know if it'll be tonight or tomorrow, but I will get it to you.
all right.
And then you'll have the information you need. If you can put an offer in writing, I would really appreciate that because I've had someone I talked to earlier on, and I thought we had hashed everything out, and then we got their offer to purchase, and it was totally different
Yeah,
than what we agreed on. He would want a title agency to do the closing,
mm-hmm.
if at all possible, or an attorney.
Yeah, we
But
would
not-
go through.
no
We would
close.
go through a title company.
Okay, good. All right, and then, then I think that would be it. But let me get what you need in order for you to figure out if you're even willing to, make an offer on that.
Yeah, because I don't want to send an offer and offend anyone or waste people's time. I just
Yeah, we
want
don't
to.
want that either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But you understand what he's trying to do. He's
Mhm.
just trying to unload. He just would love to. He doesn't care if somebody keeps the note. I mean, it'd be great if he found somebody who was willing to just take it over and, get their own loan and all of that.
Yeah.
That would be ideal. But, right now it's slow
Yeah.
and he wants to go.
Yeah.
So this is why he's considering it. But, he realized there's a risk.
Yeah.
He realizes that.
I mean, we pay we have what would you call it? Emergency funds, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
In case tenants don't pay or anything. So that there's really not too much risk, unless.
I just
don't
don't
even
know how the banks don't know about it. I honestly
Don't know
do.
about what.
Well, if he's going to keep the loan in his name, right?
Yeah.
But he's going to sign over the deed to you. So there's going to be a transfer title.
Yeah.
How does the bank not find out?
The bank. Well. That's a really great question, to be honest.
I mean, aren't they going to be notified? I would think so, because there's a lien, and the lien would have to be paid.
There's
I
a
don't-
lien on the home?
Well, I mean, of course. The bank would have a lien on that home for the
Why is
monies that they loaned for the purchase of the home, wouldn't they? I would think so.
Oh, you're talking about they would put a lien on the home.
Well, it's not like a lien like someone didn't pay. It's more like, they are in first place, first position in case there's like a bankruptcy or something like that. It's going to have the home equity paid at the table.
Yeah.
But you would like to keep the note, both of them, because
Yeah.
it's less cash, gives you more cash flow to purchase other properties.
Yeah.
I got it. And I don't think he'll have a problem with it. I really don't. He just
Yeah.
knew he owed it and wanted to make sure it got paid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me find out what you need. Let
All
me
right.
call you back. Now, it may not be today, but I promise you I'll get that and I will call you back.
All right.
But I have to get that from him and I can't call him right now. But I'll talk to him tonight and I'll tell him to get that to me. He probably already has a statement somewhere,
Mhm. All right. That's
All right.
perfect.
All right. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
So my camera overheated mid-conversation. But some more information was found, and we need to do some more research, run the numbers, and see what we can do. Alright, so I'm gonna call. I have a call scheduled with a wholesaler from New York. So I'm just gonna talk about what he's doing, what we're doing, what's working, what's not working, stuff like that. Hopefully we learn something. I'm kind of scared. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, this is Matthew. Is this I'd never caught your name. A wholesaler from New York?
Yeah, my name is Jack. How's it going, Matthew?
Jack, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So you wanted to have a call?
Yeah, just wanted to see how things are going for you.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a video of yours in a little bit, to be honest. So
That's
just
fine.
like where you're at and where you're coming from. I was just curious.
Yeah, so I'm in South Florida. I started maybe like a month ago with my cousin. He's kind of like funding me, like paying for the softwares and everything. And just trying to find some deals and learn how to talk to homeowners and sellers. And yeah, what's your story?
Yeah, so I was an agent. I'm still an agent now, but I'm trying to get more into like the wholesale fix and flip space.
Mm-hmm.
Wholesaling in New York seems to be a little more complicated than other states. So
I feel like
go ahead.
I feel like the internet makes it look so easy.
Yeah, well that too.
Yeah. Cause I'm struggling over here.
Do you have any like sales experience?
No. I'm naturally introverted, so.
Well, don't worry. So am I. So that won't hold you back if you don't let it.
Yeah. I've got.
The reason I asked that is just because I'm guessing you're doing a lot of this on the phone and via email or text.
It's all over phone, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like figuring out like your process. I think might help. Like get you into that next step. Like, have you had anybody just like say that they were? Have you had anybody who's interested, or have you made any offers yet?
So I haven't had anybody interested from off-market deals, but I have.
Okay.
I did. Last week I went on Zillow and looked at expired listings, and I called some of those, and we're looking at 2 deals now for sub 2, but they owe way too much, and they're asking so much that I don't know if it's gonna work. But we're going back and forth with them and looking at numbers. But that's really all we've gotten.
Yeah, that's good. And that's always good, just to like kind of give you that little like that positive light. Like, 'cause sometimes it's, as you were saying before, it's tough. Like it feels like you're just making a lot of calls and not getting anywhere. So having those are nice.
Mhm.
So, alright. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How many people would you say you're calling a day, or do you keep track?
It's like 100 addresses, and I call the top 2 phone numbers from each address, so 200 numbers.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Those are good numbers.
Yeah. What are you doing to find wholesale leads?
So, I'm looking off market like you. I don't know what software you're using. I'm trying Match Leads.
Yeah, that's what we use.
That's what you guys have too?
Yeah. I tried PropStream. I tried it for like a week, and I didn't like it as much as Batch.
Yeah, I tried another one too, Crexy, which is kind of more commercial, but they told me I could get all the same residential as Batch Leads, but I didn't, so I went back to Batch Leads.
Yeah.
That seems alright. The big thing for me is more so that I'm like in a smaller area, so there's not a lot of volume. So I'm trying to be more specific about which houses I'm targeting.
You're not in like New York City. You're like far
I'm
away.
like 2 hours, north.
Gotcha. What?
Are you near like Miami?
West Palm. Do you know where that is?
West Palm, okay.
But
Not
we
really, but I know. Go ahead.
We go like an hour south, an hour north, and like an hour west. That's where we look. So it's kind of a big area. There's a lot of properties in the area.
Nice.
But I guess there's not many motivated sellers that want to sell me their home.
Maybe. Or, I don't know, man. It's a numbers game. So if you're getting 200, or 100 houses a day, if you're doing that 5 days a week, eventually you're going to get something.
That's what I'm saying, but
Yeah.
I think I need to work on like my scripts and tone more. I know I need to work on my tone, but that's just I'm slowly getting it, I think.
Yeah. No, it's a big part, and you're really early. Like, you know, as you told me, like, you don't have sales background, so you gotta give yourself like some time to pick it up. Like, I got a lot of good experience with sales. I was selling tickets for Major League Soccer, but in like a weird program in Minnesota, and we were doing like 300 calls a day for different teams throughout the country.
Yeah.
But I was like you, like I had no sales experience. I'm an introverted person, like it wasn't comfortable.
Yeah.
And it took me, just to give you some hope, like it took me a month to get my first real sale. And that person I had to call 21 times over the month.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was like, so sometimes you just gotta be persistent and just keep working on your process.
Yeah.
As you said.
What do you say when you call the homeowners, like off market leads? What would your script be?
Yeah, good question. So, first I call them, be like if I was calling, if their name was Matthew, you'd be like, hey, my name is Jack. I'm a real estate investor. I'm looking to get a hold of Matthew. Is this him? And then if it was, great. And then I'd go into maybe something like, I I've been looking for properties in this area. You know, I happen to come across your name at XYZ property and just wanted to see how open would you be to having a conversation about potentially selling this property. And I think the big thing for me is trying to use like open-ended questions, so things to get you away from yes, no answers, and that way they give you a little bit more information and you can continue the conversation. But ideally on the phone, like I'm not necessarily trying to get that number right away. I'm trying to build a little rapport and kind of go from there.
Yeah. What kind of lists are you going after? Pre-foreclosures too, or?
Yeah, some pre-foreclosure. The main one that I've been using, I got one person so far, which is nice, but also some of it is I've been like driving around and looking at houses, and that's kind of how I've been doing it too.
Yeah.
But the on Backsuites they have its what is it? I'm blanking on the term, but it's like kind of they have a term I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's like for homeowners that don't live in the home, and I've had a little bit of success with that, but I can't say enough to tell you like definitely go for that because I don't have the numbers to support it.
Yeah, you just got one deal?
Yeah, one, not even a full deal. Just I'm actually a little bit newer into wholesaling than you are. I think this is really the start of my third week. So I have somebody who is willing to sell, but I haven't been able to, have a meeting with him yet and go from there. So I'm in a similar spot to you, quite frankly, just I have a little more experience with real estate and in sales.
Yeah. How are you on the realtor side? Like, what is that story? Because that was my original plan. My original plan was to graduate high school, go get my realtor's license, and just be a realtor and start a brokerage.
Yeah. I would say I don't think there's any reason you can't do both. And I would also say that you could have some value to certain people if you're a realtor versus a wholesaler. And if you're just a wholesaler, from just some cash buyers I've spoken to, they're not as likely to work with you, whereas if you're a realtor, they'll probably work with you too.
Yeah.
But, I definitely think there could be some value for you. I would personally suggest, joining a brokerage when you start, and then if after a couple of years you're like, yeah, I really like this, then, start your own.
How are you, what would you say, generating lead marketing? Are you doing cold calling only, or?
Yeah, cold calling. Like I said, I'm looking at for properties in my town, and then also what I'm doing is I have some connections in my area, and so I'm telling people, if you find a property that I end up, closing a deal on, I'll pay you a finder's fee, a few $100.
Yeah.
But I've had a few people sending me properties over just the first couple of weeks here, just because I told them that. I think I've gotten 10 properties. Now, will I close a deal? I don't know. But
yeah,
it's something, right? And I always look at it the more, even though I might get less, if I can do more deals, it'll help me in the long run.
Alright. I'm trying to think of more questions I could ask.
Yeah. When you're calling these home buyer or homeowners rather, like, is there a common place when you get somebody on the phone that they're like, hey, I don't want to talk anymore, or they hang up on you? Is there like a common theme, or would you say each one's been kind of different so far?
I mean, they've really all been different. A lot of people have been like, I'm not selling my house, hang up.
Yep.
But I feel like that's just like expected,
Yeah. Yeah.
How are you finding cash buyers? Or do you already have like a list?
Yeah, so I found a couple through real estate, and then one of the YouTube videos I watched, I don't know if you saw this guy, it was like Real Estate Skills or something. They do like wholesaling stuff.
Mm.
And he had some good tips in the beginning, but their program was like $10,000 or something. It was crazy. It's not worth the investment.
Yeah.
But he said find your cash buyers first. And I thought that made sense. And so what he said to do was like look up like buy my house, whatever county you're in. So I looked up my county for cash. And there's like 10 or so people that popped up on Google that were like, we buy houses for cash, things like that.
Mm.
And I just called them up or sent them an email and said like, I'm just getting into wholesaling, I'm a real estate agent, just kind of sent them my story. And I think out of like the 8 or 10, I got 3 that said, send them deals.
Yeah.
So I think that if you haven't done something like that yet, I think that would be a good thing for you to do, just so you can have that back end piece, if you will, like already in place.
Mhm. Do you watch Flip with Rick on YouTube?
No.
He's
What do you think of his stuff?
he has an entire course of wholesaling just like for free. All you have to do is put in your email. And I went through it, and that's where I learned everything I got.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I'll check that out.
he posts like live cold calling and all that like all the time. It's him and his dad. And they have like a multi-million-dollar wholesaling business. Is what they say, but they seem legit.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I'm kind of with you. Like, some of these people seem legit, but I'm kind of skeptical.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into more of like the fix and flip myself.
Mm-hmm.
But wholesaling could be a good avenue to like build up my funds, because it's kind of hard to buy a house with cash.
Yeah. I'm trying to like build just like an entire real estate investing company where we would do like a little bit of everything. But I'm trying to start that with wholesaling and ideally move into like rentals. Like just buying distressed commercial properties and like going in, adding value, paint, carpet, fixing it up, raising rents, and maybe selling it, maybe holding it, and just making a lot off cash flow. That's my end goal with this company. And I'm trying to drum up cash with wholesaling to fund all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that seems like a good plan. How long ago did you graduate high school?
I graduate next week.
Oh, you haven't even graduated yet.
No.
Just think of it as a long game. So don't if this is like really what you want to do and you feel pretty confident about that, I wouldn't worry about, you know, the first month not getting too much traction. Just keep trying to improve and like meet people and keep going. But you're so early in the process, man. Like the fact you're even doing this is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus, I mean, I just saw an article yesterday or 2 days ago that said how prices are slowly coming down because interest rates are going up and there's more motivated sellers coming on the market. So it seems like a really good time to start getting into wholesaling, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I saw something in Florida that said like housing prices were coming down kind of quickly, so you might be able to get some deals in the next few months, I would think.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. Yeah, man, just stay with it. You know, keep making the calls.
I will.
And then, yeah, if you're down, like I would be down to keep chatting with you every couple weeks or so. To keep seeing what we're both doing and how we can help each other.
Yeah, that sounds great. Keep each other accountable. Alright, yeah. Do you mind if I post this on YouTube, this conversation?
I don't know, man. Go ahead.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have social media, like YouTube or anything? Instagram?
Yeah, I'm trying to do kind of what you're doing, to be honest, but on like a weekly basis. So I'm trying to like make my channel just so I can update my process or like give a weekly update on as to what I'm doing. So
What's your channel name?
I think this is terrible. I think it's Jack Banks Real Estate, but I'm not 100% certain.
Yeah.
I'll send you a text with the link.
Alright, thank you. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to, my goal for this year is to post 1,000 videos by the end of the year. And I'm on pace to do that. I'm at like 181. Cause I have my list and I just call, and whatever happens in that time, I just clip it and post it with the long form, like 2 hours uncut version, you know?
Nice.
Yeah, so
How's that going?
it's going pretty good. I mean, I've grown from, like, in the last month since I started posting, I went from like 10 random subscribers to 142, and I'm at 60,000 views over my whole channel and 376 hours of watch time. So it's done kind of better than I could have expected.
Yeah, dude, you gotta keep going with that. I had like a basketball channel. I'm trying to get it back going, and I left it alone for like 5 years, but I grew it to like 1,300 subscribers or something.
Damn.
But you've got momentum right now. The only reason I'm even telling you that number is I think you keep going for the rest of this year, you're gonna pass that number.
Yeah, that's why I want to get to 1,000, because I know my videos like suck quality wise, so I'm trying to make up for it in quantity, you know?
Yeah, you can keep, I would, I get what you're saying. As much as you can, like, improve, make little tweaks on the quality.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, just keep going, because, like, it's like, I'm sure you know, it's like a snowball. Like, in the beginning, it takes a lot of time to get that, like, go from 10 to 20.
Yeah.
But then it takes less time to go from 20 to 30 and so on and so forth. So,
yeah, that's what I'm noticing.
Yep.
I did invest, like, I had a GoPro, and that's what my first videos were filmed on, and the quality was so terrible. So, and I had $1,000 I was gonna invest in crypto, And then the day I was gonna do it, the crypto market just tanked. And I was like, it's not tangible, I don't know. So I was like, screw it. And I bought a $700 Sony camera. And now the quality is amazing. But,
Dude,
yeah.
this is a good investment.
Yeah, I know.
Well, alright, you go by Matthew,
Yes.
by the way, or Matt?
Matthew, yeah. Matthew Nadeau.
Alright. Alright, well, Matthew, it was nice talking with you, man, and let's stay in touch, and we'll see what happens here.
Yes, yes. Alright.
Cool.
I'll call you maybe in like a month, see where you're at.
Yeah, that sounds good. Like
Alright.
start of June.
Yes, yes. Will do.
Alright.
Thank
Alright,
you.
man. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Pretty interesting conversation. Alright, so now I'm gonna call some recent Liz Penance from the clerk of the courts. Should I use the script? Or should I just say, are you interested in selling your home? I don't know.
Your call has been. Hi, you reached Cynthia. Leave a number to be. Your call has been forwarded to. Please leave your message.
5, 6, 1.
Strepstone Wellington is not available. Please leave your message. Your call has been for.
The subscriber. The subscriber.
Yeah, so her first words out of her mouth was, I'm trying to work as less as I can. Yeah.
Hello. Hey, is this Lasena?
Speaking?
What?
Speaking?
Hey, this is Matthew. I work with people who are having issues with the bank, and your name came up on my list. So I'm just calling to see how we can help.
Give me 1 second. I'm a little busy right now.
All right. When should I call you back?
You can call me back in an hour.
All right.
Thank you.
Can I call you tomorrow? Actually, I don't.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Perfect. Okay.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
The number you...
Please leave your message for...
The number you have dialed...
Google Fi Wireless. I'm sorry, the person you... Your call has...
Hello?
Hey, is this Ulrich? Ulrich?
You have the wrong number.
All right. Sorry. Have a good day. All the heroes look like it. Alright, so that is the end of today. I don't want to call... I'm not counting this as a day of the challenge, but I did get a lot done, kind of, just calling back people and calling some new leads. You might get that one lead where the guy said, can I call you back in an hour? And I was like, I'm not going to be here in an hour, so I'm going to call you back tomorrow. That sounds promising. Stay tuned for more of the challenge, more videos. We're calling back that realtor tomorrow, so that's good. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Stay tuned for more.